guys, nice to see you again. So are you excited for today's lesson? I'm very excited. So are you ready to get started? So before we get started, let me ask you, do you like ketchup? If yes, that's what we're learning today. We're learning the history of ketchup. So you might think that ketchup is you made from tomato sauce, and then you squeeze tomato and put some ingredients in it, and there you go, ketchup. But actually, it isn't easy like that. So let's begin. So let's jump into the time machine so that we should see what. So let's get started. So, do you know that in the mid of the 13th century, England was crazy about ketchup, you know? They were crazy about ketchup. And do you know that ketchup was made in everything, even in veggies, and even in desserts, you know? But actually, where did this mysterious ketchup come from? So the reason is that ketchup in the old days wasn't even made by tomatoes, you know? Do you think that ketchup is made by tomatoes? Because it's red, and red is for tomato. They can't be made by apples because apples are too sweet. And when we cut them, they're not the same color at all. So where did this yummy, drippy ketchup come from? And now we love. So where did it come from? So let's find out. So now you know in England centuries ago, in the 18th centuries, England was crazy about ketchup because they love ketchup. But if you really want to know about ketchup, let's find out. Do you know that ketchup's cousin is fish sauce? Fish sauce is in the olden days in China. Fishermen have daily routines. They catch small fish. There were a lot of small fishes, but they can't eat it always. So they made it and then they preserve it. And they put it for a few months, and then the protein begins to break out of the fish, and it becomes a salty flavor, and a very good one too. And that's not all. Rome and Egypt began to make them too when the empire is finished. And when the empire collapsed, that word disappears soon. But it wasn't the stop of ketchup at all. The Europeans take ketchup into many different places so that they could make a lot of ketchup, other ketchups, you know? And they use barrels. They catch barrels, and even they are very good to taste. And also, you know that lots of names were named, but the most interesting one are these names. So do you know where the name ketchup comes from? Comes from these things. They're like in England words, but I can't read English. England words. That means that it's from England, not from English at all. So it's kind of difficult to understand these, but also this one combines with each other and makes ketchup. And when they finally named ketchup, it was settled is that ketchup is one of the best sauce in the world. Do you know that England is also the one of the most producers of ketchup? And now everyone likes ketchup so much in the olden days. And that everything they want, like walnuts to waffles to everything that they eat. And soon ketchup was the brown sauce that they always liked. Well, normally you may think that it's red, not brown, but actually in the old days, remember, they aren't made by tomatoes, so they're not red, but they're brown instead of red. But also, brown and red are not the difference at all. But the matter is that it tastes great of all, you know? Then some Philadelphia's person experiment with it because tomatoes grow a lot in European, so that American chef often came there to pick some tomatoes for the new recipe. And then when they found out that tomatoes are very good and they have a very sweet scent of flavor to the ketchup, so one of the Philadelphia's persons experiment with that. He used tomatoes juice and put it into the ketchup, and then he tried it, and it was good, and it was like umami. Umami means that it's a sweet, rich flavor that you love. This ketchup is umami. That means you know already. So now you understand the history of ketchup, the yummy, drippy sauce that we eat every day. And every children, every grown-up, every adults love it, and they won't miss it at all. Like when you eat French fries, you can't dip it in lemon juice, right? No, you dip it in ketchup, and ketchup is used for many things in England, but normally we don't use it much in Vietnam here. We don't use it much, but we still love it a lot because it's a sweet flavor and it's really good and tastes very good. So I hope you enjoy our lesson about history of ketchup. Before we end this, I just want to tell you a little more. This ingredient is very difficult to make at home. Only experts and factories could make them. Well, also, do you know that in lots of people in England a long time ago, they sell lots of different things that are not very popular much, but they still sell it for some reason. Like getting money to buy something like that, for earning or helping someone like that. But soon, when Henry, a very famous, he sells lots of things, but he didn't get much money. He started selling ketchup. He used this. He used factory bottles and put them all ketchup. And he used fresh tomatoes and a lot of vinegar, of course. And now ketchup has covered the whole globe, so everyone could taste the yummy things in the ketchup. And ketchup is the most funnest thing to eat. Also, but you might think some people think that it may be blood, and that's not very good for you. Well, actually, ketchup in England is not. It's good for you, but you shouldn't eat too much because they are very expensive. If you want fancy one, you have to save your money. If you want fancy one, if you want plain one, it only costs cheap. So let me just ask you, do you like ketchup? I really hope you really like ketchup because ketchup is very yummy. And also, some people thought that ketchup is tomato sauce. It's like tomato sauce, but actually ketchup is not tomato sauce at all. Tomato sauce is kind of liquidy. That means that it's not very dry and creamy and jippy like the ketchup that we're eating now. Now, I just want to ask you again, do you like ketchup? If you really do, like and subscribe and comment for it. If you don't, you have to try it sometimes. So I hope I see you next time, guys. Bye.